Here is an example of a word problem involving a quadratic equation. Jimmy hits a tennis ball straight up in the air with his tennis racket. He makes contact with the ball 4 feet above the ground, and the ball's exit velocity is 96 feet per second. The equation for the ball is given by the following equation: negative 16t squared plus 96t plus 4. What we're interested in here, we can use this formula to help us find different times that the ball is at different heights. For instance, say we were interested in knowing what the height of the ball is, say after 3/4 of a second. 3/4 of a second can also be described obviously as 0.75 seconds. So the way we do this is we first bring up our calculator, and we're going to plug in our new quadratic equation. We go to our y equals menu, and we plug in, instead of obviously t's, we're going to use x's. So we use negative 16 x raised to the second power plus 96 x plus 4. And you can notice the keystrokes that I'm using are all over here on the right hand side. So now we have the quadratic equation, and we can take a look. If we're interested in knowing what the height of the ball is, we can go ahead and take a look at the graph and see what the graph looks like. We'll first find out the time of the ball at 3/4 of a second. The way we do that is we go to our table function, we hit second table, and here we have times from -3 seconds, obviously, which doesn't mean anything to us, to 0 seconds. So between 0 and 1, we know at 0 seconds it's 4 feet high, which makes sense because that's where we make contact with the tennis ball. And after 1 second, it's 84 feet high. But it doesn't give us the value for 3/4 of a second. We can obviously change our table scales by going to the second table, and we can sort of, going up by ones, we can change the value here by 0.25s or 0.5s. Or we can also go down, and instead of using the auto button, we can do the ask button, which is our ask us for what value we're interested in. So we'll hit enter there, and now we go back to our table menu, hit second table, and it's going to ask us what value we want. And we're interested in 3/4 of a second, which is the same as 0.75. And you hit enter, and it gives us the value of the equation at that time, at that point. And at that time, at 0.75 seconds, the ball is 67 feet high.